Gentlemen, we need to have a discussion because it's not looking good for Andrew and Tristan Tate or for men right now, and based on these developments, things are about to get ugly. I've been telling you guys for over a year now to be very careful how you deal with women because they're basically dangerous to men, especially if you're a man of means. Let's be realistic about this whole ordeal. We know the system is against Andrew Tate because of the power he had to bring men, particularly young impressionable men, together and influence them. Also, some of the things he said about powerful people who run this ish placed a target on his head, and that's why he's in the position he's in today. I don't like that he has to fight for his freedom or potentially get thrown in a literal gulag, but it's a cautionary tale to remind us that we really can't do and say whatever we want in this world. The lesson you guys can take from what happened to Tate is to make sure you do everything in your power to stay out of the courtroom by all means necessary. I know you guys believe that the legal system is about justice, but it's not. It's about money. There's no fair justice system in any country on this earth when there's money to be made, and men seem not to understand this. Look at Tate right now. They're bleeding him dry and attempting to get as much as they can out of him, and the truth is nobody can help him. Even if you're a hardcore Tate fanboy, there's nothing you guys can do to help your hero get out of this mess that he probably isn't guilty of, and the same thing applies to all of you watching. Nobody can save you if you end up at the mercy of the legal system, and if you're a man that has been to court because you sued someone or you got sued, you know that it's you against the world in that courtroom and nobody cares about truth and justice. Many men who ended up getting divorced or had to fight for custody of their kids or child support know that the courthouse is not somewhere any man wants to be. You are all alone, and the lawyers are there to capitalize on your downfall, including the lawyer representing you on the case. So guys, if you don't want to suffer like how Tate is suffering at the hands of the legal system, you better do whatever you can to stay free. And Tate is in Romania. The system over there is super corrupt based on what I've heard, so he has a tough fight on his hands right now, and the people who fought to put him there has the incentive to keep him bleeding money or have him rot in prison. If he didn't have millions of dollars, he would have been toast already, so just put that into context. Most of you guys are broke. Most of you probably couldn't find $50,000 for fighting in any court case if you got sued, so I'm warning you guys to do whatever you can never to enter a courthouse unless your life and freedom depended on it. And I wanted to bring light to this before we dive into the article talking about what has happened to Andrew and Tristan Tate. Notice that the Legion of Darkness used women to bring down the Tate brothers. I know you guys don't understand that modern XXs are dangerous, and you should be scared and paranoid enough to be very careful about how you deal with them, but Tate's situation highlights that point. Look, gents, you don't own women anymore. They have zero loyalty to any of you, and this could be your own mother, sister, and daughter. So you have to be very careful how you deal with XXs in today's world, because they have power over men. Tate probably would be free today if he wasn't in business with women or trying to be a lover boy, and that's the truth whether you like it or not. So I advise you to treat women like a business and make sure you do everything you can to protect yourselves, including making them sign contracts whenever applicable. Whether or not it's an NDA, prenup, cohabitation agreement, custody arrangement, irrevocable trust, signing business contracts, and so on. Also, don't talk about important things or have fights over the phone or on messages. Have cameras on your property, heap receipts on women, and don't get married or knock up a woman. Whatever it takes to protect yourselves, do it. Of course, you can't protect yourself 100% unless you go monk mode, but do whatever you can to protect yourself from women and false allegations because that's how they get you. The system will always use XXs to tear down men. Andrew Tate is a great example of this, and he probably paid to get what he wanted from certain women, and they still found a way to bring him down. So keep in mind that once you deal with XXs, there's a chance you can get hemmed up by the legal system. Alright, it's time to get to the article and find out what really happened to Tate and his brother. Today's article is from People, and it's titled, Andrew Tate Charged with Rape and Human Trafficking in Romania. Slice the like button, gents, because we're getting demonetized and shadow banned a lot lately by you-know-who, so it would help to push the message so we can continue to do this. Let's dive into the article. After months of investigation, the internet personality and his brother Tristan Tate have been officially indicted. Andrew Tate has been indicted on charges of rape, human trafficking, and forming a criminal group to sexually exploit XXs, authorities in Romania said Tuesday. See, they use women to bring him down like I said earlier. So is it a stretch when I say that men must stop messing with women and go monk mode? From my perspective, no. He would be free today if he weren't in the cam girl business, and he wasn't doing the lover boy bad boy thing to women, and that's the reality. It's getting bad out here because it's like there's nothing that men can do involving ex-exes that doesn't put them at risk of getting thrown in the clink, drained of their resources, or getting canceled on social media. I honestly think men need to stay as far away from women as possible because dealing with them is becoming too risky due to their power in the legal system and society. Let's continue. The former professional kickboxer and disgraced influencer with dual US and British citizenship was charged alongside his brother Tristan Tate and 2 female Romanian citizens. It follows the brothers' arrest in December since they have been in jail or under house arrest. Romania's anti-terrorism organization, the Directorate for Investigating Organized Crime and Terrorism, DISEOT, alleged in a statement Tuesday that Tate and his co-defendants created a criminal group in 2021 in order to commit the crime of human trafficking on the territory of Romania, but also in other countries, such as the United States of America and Great Britain. The release added that the crime group misled 7 victims with the intention to establish a marriage/cohabitation relationship and the existence of real feelings of love. It's the end, gents. So from my understanding, men can't lie to women without getting penalized, but women can lie to and on men, and nothing happens to them. You know what? Video games aren't looking so bad right about now. Being a guy that no woman wants is looking pretty good if you ask me. I doubt they have substantial evidence to prove that Andrew Tate is guilty, but in court, all you need is an allegation to ruin the rest of your life. You see why I'm adamant that men must stay out of the legal system? Because all they need is to throw allegations on you and hope one of them sticks while bleeding you dry of money the entire time. It's not a game out here, gents, and now it has given them the opportunity for other ex-exes to come forward with their stories and allegations, and then Tate will have multiple cases to fight against, regardless if they're true or not. Because you know when one woman comes forward, others will come out of the woodwork like cockroaches trying to get paid. It's not looking good for Tate, but this is also a teaching moment so that men can understand that the courtroom and women are not to be messed with. Let's continue. DISEOT claims that instead, the victims were transported to buildings in Ilfov County, the area that surrounds Bucharest, where they were forced through physical violence and mental coercion into performing prawn acts, which were then disseminated through social media, according to the release. Do they have evidence, though? That's what I want to know. Is there concrete evidence to prove this, or are they just making stuff up to drag out the proceedings? Only time will tell, but I'm here to tell you guys that Tate isn't getting out of this one anytime soon. Mark my words, and there's nothing anyone can do to help him, so heed my warning and make sure you stay out of the courts. The 90s are dead, gents. You can't deal with ex-exes today like how you dealt with them in the 90s, and I wish more men would understand that. Let's continue the article. According to the statement, the indictment also requested the confiscation of many of Tate's assets, including 15 luxury cars, 14 luxury watches, and approximately $300 million in cryptocurrency. Damn, not even cryptocurrency is safe from the system. It makes you realize that you're not truly free, and whatever you own, you don't really own it. If Tate loses this case, he'll lose everything over a woman. I just want you guys to think long and hard about that. This mess started after he said what he said to you-know-who, and then the other ex-exes screwed up his life. I just don't think messing with ex-exes is worth it anymore. And it's stories like this that strengthen my conviction to just abstain from women completely and stay on monk mode indefinitely. Let's continue. Tate and his brother's attorneys deny all the allegations. Of course, he's not going to plead guilty due to what's at stake and what he's fighting for. While this news is undoubtedly predictable, we embrace the opportunity it presents to demonstrate their innocence and vindicate their reputation, Tate's legal team said in a statement shared with People. Our primary focus will be to establish the truth and ensure a fair and impartial examination of the evidence the legal team will submit, the statement continued. The indictment now allows us to present a comprehensive body of evidence, diligently collected and prepared over time, which will undoubtedly substantiate the brothers' claims of innocence. There you have it, gents. 2 powerful men got taken down by the system and women. The Bible talks about stuff like this, and it's playing out right before our eyes. I hope they're innocent and can get out of this mess, but right now, we'll just have to wait and see how this all plays out. The only thing we can do is protect our six by staying as far away from women as possible and being careful of what we say on social media. There's no more freedom of speech, guys. We can't say what we want anymore, and it will worsen as time passes, so keep that in mind. And for the love of God, do whatever you can to protect yourselves from women. I know you don't want to, but unless you have a better solution, heed my warning and make sure you stay away from ex-exes or deal with them business-wise, and always keep receipts to protect yourselves. Click the video on the screen if you want to see why trusting modern ex-exes is a fool's errand.